Base rate and percentages. In business, decision makers like managers, owners, and creditors use the financial statement issued by a company to make financial analysis to arrive at the basic decisions like planning to continue the business for owners, maintaining or changing the current plans for managers, and continuing grant credit for creditors. So in financial analysis, we determine the percent of increase or decrease in sales or profit, or the net profit. So in this case, we use our knowledge in base rate and percentages. So the basic formula to show the relationship between the base rate and percentages is P is equal to P times R, or percentages or percentage is equal to the base times the rate. So if any two of the elements are given, the remaining element can be solved for. It is, however, important that we able to identify which is the base and which is the percentage. The rate is easy to identify because it is generally expressed in percent. As previously mentioned, the rate can also be expressed in fraction or in decimal. So the base is the whole, the rate is in percent or in fraction or in decimal, and the percentages is part of the whole. So as formula stated here, if we are trying to solve for the percentages, that is percentages equals to base times rate, or P equals to B times R. If we are trying to solve for the base, that is base equals to percentage divided by the rate, or B equals to P over R. And if we are trying to solve for the rate, that is R equals to P divided by B, or rate equals to percentage divided by the base. So let's have some example. Okay, so in your module we have example number 1. It says that 50% of 24 is what? Find P. So it means to say we are solving for our value of P, which is the percentage. So for solving for the percentage, we will use the formula P equals to base times the rate. Okay, P equals to B times R, or percentage equals to base times rate. Okay, we have already given our rate in our problem to be 50%. Okay, our base is equal to 24%, and we are trying to solve for our percentages, or for our percentage, which is our P. Okay, so using our formula P equals to B times R, we are already defined or identify all the givens. So our B in the problem is 24. Our rate is 50%. So in this case, we must convert our rate into decimal. So 50% in decimal is, that is 0.5. So we will convert our rate. Okay, always convert our rate into decimal. So 50% in decimal is 0.5. Now we can now solve for the exact value of our percentage. So 24 times 0.5, 24 times 0.5, that will give you the value of 12. P equals to 12. So percentage is equal to 12. That is our final answer. Example number 2 for solving for the base. So remember that base is equal to percentage divided by the rate, or B equals to P over R. So we have the problem. I have 25 pesos, which represents 1/4 of my entire money. So always remember that the rate can be expressed in fraction, decimal, or percentage. So 1/4 is our rate. So in decimal, that is 0.25. The question here is how much money do I have in all? So how much money do I have in all? Means to say that we are trying to solve for the whole, or that is the base. So let's solve this problem. So let us now identify what is given in the problem. So we have given our value of percentage, our P, okay? So given tayo ng P. P is equal to 25 pesos. This is our percentage. And R is 1/4. So this is in decimal. So if we are trying to solve for our base, our rate should be in decimal. So 1/4 in decimal is 0.25. Okay, then we will solve for our base. Our base is unknown, no? So the question is how much money do I have in all? So it means to say we are trying to solve for the whole, or the base. Okay, so using the formula, so for our solution, using our formula, base equals to percentage divided by rate. So simply equate our given percentage is said to be 25 pesos. Okay, that is 25 pesos divided by our rate, which is 0.25. Okay, that will give you the value of 100 pesos. So our money, or the totality of our money, is equal to 100 pesos. That is our base. So how much money do we have? We have 100 pesos. This is our final answer. Okay, so we have another problem for solving for the rate. So we have the problem: in a stock of 120 blouses, 90 are sleeveless. So 120 blouses here in our problem is the total, meaning this is our base, and 90 is part of the base, or the total number of things, no? So 90 should be P, our P, or the percentage of our base. So 90 is our P and 120 is our base. So question here is how many percent of the stocks are sleeveless? Okay, how many percent of the stocks are sleeveless, since that we have the total of 120? So meaning we are trying to solve for the value of our rate, which is in percent. Okay, which is in percent. Okay, so let's try to solve this problem. So in our given problem, we already stated that 120 is our base. So given tayo ng base, that is 120 blouses. So 90 is part of the base. So that is our percent or percentage. So P equals to 90. So ano yung hinahanap sa problem? How many percent? Percent means the rate. Percent of the stocks are sleeveless. So R is unknown in the problem. Yan yung isosolve natin. So using the formula R equals to P over B, or rate is equivalent to percentage divided by our base. So yan yung gagamitin nating formula. Okay. So in our problem, P is 90. Okay, P is 90. And our base is the totality. The total is 120 blouses. So divided by 120. So 90 over 120 is also equal to 3/4. So 3/4 in decimal is equivalent also to 0.075. So to get the percent, since the question here is how many percent of the stocks are sleeveless, so we are going to solve for our rate. So our R in percent is, since that 0.75 in decimal, in percent that is 75%. Okay, so this is our final answer. So paano na naging 75%, no? Since that 3/4 is 0.75, okay, 0.75 in decimal, multiply lang natin yung 0.75 by 100 to get the value of our R, which is 75%. Okay.